లోక్సభ సమావేశాలు లైవ్ ద్వారా చూద్దాం.
BJP has a big washing machine. When Ajit Pawar was in NCP, he was very bad. 70,000 crore irrigation scam. Now BJP's washing machine he has entered. Now he has become a good man. Amit Shah goes and praises him. Sir, I talk about demonetization. One mad decision by the Prime Minister. It caused chaos. 150 people died standing in queues for changing notes. Many MSMEs were totally wiped out. Sir, on farm bills, the government tried to press farm bills down the throat of the farmers. They resisted boldly and ultimately government had to withdraw the farmer bills. But the farmers are still committing suicide. They are still committing suicide, and the promise to double farmers' income by 2022 is not fulfilled. Sir, PSUs are being disinvested. Banks are writing off 14 lakh crores NPS in the last 9 years. PSUs are being privatized, including profitable ones like the LIC. Sir, I am coming to the end of my tether. Sir, special advantages are given to some industrial houses, Tatas, Ambanis and Adanis. Adani got most of the airports, including Mumbai airport, by arm twisting, and then cement companies, and then land ports. Ambanis persuaded the government to stop import of laptops since it is bringing out laptops themselves. Tatas are buying Air India, are now buying out Vistara. Government has not given a statement on the Hindenburg research report on the Adani share scam till today. The Prime Minister avoids all discussion on Adani in the House. Sir, today LPG cylinders, as you may know, cost 1,200 rupees. Government earned above rupees 27 lakh crores by increasing duties on petroleum product. Petrol now cost rupees 106 and diesel rupees 92 per litre in my city. Sir, the Prime Minister does not fulfill his promises. He promised 15 lakhs for every household, did not fulfill. He promised 2 crore jobs per year, he did not fulfill. And this lack of compassion was displayed when during the pandemic, a sudden lockdown announcement, lakhs of migrant workers were seen walking to their homes, some dying on the roadside. Hundreds of dead bodies were found on the banks of the river Ganga. Today, unemployment is the biggest issue. Multinational corporations are sacking large number of technical people, both India and abroad. During the pandemic, 1 crore jobs were lost. Sir, they speak big on nationalism, but China is still camping on Indian territory in Galwan, Ladakh and Doklam, Sikkim. Government cannot do anything. Now the government wants to rewrite history. Is planning to exclude the Mughal period from history books. Will foreign dignitaries not be taken to see the Lal Killa and Taj Mahal, which were built by Mughals? They are promoting people who are not actually good freedom fighters. V.D. Savarkar, on whom there may be a controversy, he pleaded mercy from the British to get out of cellular jail in Andaman in 1922. Bengali freedom fighters, they spent their full period in the Andamans. Savarkar got out.
Kindly
conclude. Last question.
Conclude.
Last matter. Agya. Sir, the worst railway accident again showed the lack of compassion of the Prime Minister. 288 people died in a rail accident in Balasore. 1,000 were injured. The PM did not care to visit Balasore nor see the patients at the hospital. Our Chief Minister went, but the Prime Minister did not care to go. He does not care. He said, huh? Afterwards.
Kindly conclude.
Yeah. Sir, last.
Professor, conclude.
Sir, the government is in a hurry in introducing Vande Bharat trains and new stations. Safety is ignored. Today, truth does not come out. News channels are muzzled. Most of them are bought over by big business. Sir, that's why I want to say
Supreme Court already expressed no confidence yesterday.
the Supreme Court has already expressed no confidence in the government by...
Thank you very much.
Sir,
Thank
I'm
you.
finishing. Sir, 2 minutes.
Thank you.
By setting up the three-judge committee. Sir, the Prime Minister will not win the 2024 election. He is scared.
Thank you. Thank you.
India has been formed.
Thank you.
He is now depending on inauguration of Ram Mandir.
Thank you. Thank
That will
you.
not. Lastly, sir, let me make a quotation, read a quotation from John Donne, as quoted in Ernest Hemingway. He said, "Every man's death diminishes me, for I am involved in mankind. Therefore ask me not, for whom
Thank
the
you.
bell tolls, it tolls for thee."
Thank you,
It is
Sagat Rai ji.
tolling for the
Thank
Prime
you.
Minister Narendra Modi. Thank you, sir.
थैंक यू. आप एक ब्रीफ इंटरवेंशन आप कर दीजिए, फिर सुप्रिया जी बोलेंगे.
महोदय, मैं बहुत जरूरी सूचना आपको बता रहा हूं जानकारी के लिए कि ईडी और सीबीआई की रोज बात होती है. बात मियां, मैं बता,
एड्रेस टू बी, एड्रेस टू चेयर.
ये ईडी और सीबीआई इसी संसद ने बनाया था, और ईडी और सीबीआई का छापा में जो अरबों रुपए पकड़े जा रहे हो, किसके बाप के पैसे हो?
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. ये श्रीमती सुप्रिया सुले जी.
कुछ कहना चाहते हैं निशिकांत
एक 10 मिनट. निशिकांत जी.
स्पीकर्स डायरेक्शन 115 रूल 115 स्पीकर्स डायरेक्शन चेयरमैन बनिए सर, चेयरमैन बनिए. 115 स्पीकर्स डायरेक्शन सर.
ठीक है, वी विल सी इट लेटर ऑन. सुप्रिया सुले जी. सुप्रिया सुले.
चेयरमैन बनिए.
सर मेरा टाइम मत कट करिए इनके कारण.
आप बैठ जाइए. आप बैठ जाइए. यू आर वेरी सीनियर पर्सन. आप बैठ जाइए. सुप्रिया सुले जी. गो टू योर प्लेस. टेक योर प्लेस. कौन सा है?
But I don't want to be disturbed.
हाँ, यू कैन.
Sir, please start my.
सुप्रिया जी. सुप्रिया सुले जी. Please take your place.
Sir, I stand here today on behalf of the NCP and the India team to speak in support of this no confidence motion. Sir, why do you really think we brought this no confidence motion? It's because we are representatives of the Indian citizens. And that's why the sentiment of the nation is what we are standing here for. This is what people tell us. What does a member of parliament do? He is the voice, or she is the voice of what the citizens of India feel, and that's our moral duty. And I thank Gaurav Gogoi ji for moving this motion, which is the true emotion of an Indian citizen today. There's a Mr. Friedman, who's one of the best economists the world has ever seen. I'd like to quote him by saying, one of the great mistakes is to judge policies and programs by their intention rather than their results. I'm not taking away from the intention of this government, but what are really the outcomes of the results is something which deeply pains me, hence the no confidence motion. I will be coming to the main point, which is Manipur, but there are few short points I'd like to make before. Whenever I think of this government, the first thought that comes to my mind, the word that comes to my mind is hubris. It is, I'd like to quote the Mahatma Gandhi. It is unwise to be too sure of one's wisdom. Every time this government talks, they're only not talking about the moment. It's the future. हम तो आने वाले, आप तो खत्म होने वाले. Every opposition तो है ही नहीं. This is a democracy. We should encourage each other. And while this is going on, the only word I can think of for the attitude and the approach, even the ministers, when we are sitting here, say, अरे इनको तो हाउस चलाना ही नहीं है, ये नहीं करना चाहते. अभी तो जुम्मे आए हो राज्यसभा से. And then you're going to judge us. भूल गए, आप तो थे नहीं तब, पता नहीं कौन से गवर्नमेंट में काम करते थे तब. They are judging all members of parliament. We are not officers, we are public servants. प्रधान सेवक जैसे प्रधानमंत्री बोलते हैं, हम भी सेवक ही यहाँ बैठे, उसी के लिए तो खड़े हैं यहाँ. So it's the attitude of this government is hubris, there is no other word. And why are we feeling? जैसे 9 रत्न, इनको बड़ा शौक है ऐसा बोलने का. So 9 रत्न 9 साल, because they had this big campaign, all the ministers were sent all over the country to talk about the new 9 points. In 9 years, the achievements, in short I'll say, what is in 9 years the great achievements of this government? Is state governments toppled by the BJP? Is this fair democracy? Price rise, महंगाई बहुत हो गई, महंगाई की मार अब की बार शायद सबको याद होगा. LPG की प्राइस, कर्नाटक इलेक्शन ने दिखा दिया LPG का क्या होता है फिर. Institute broken. How many institutes have been broken? जुमले पे जुमला. I like अमित शाह जी, सच बोलते हैं आपकी बात साइड से बहुत कम. ये वो या गडकरी साहब बोले थे कि ये जुमला ये गले की हड्डी हो गया, ना नीचे जा रही है ना बाहर आ रही है. That is the problem. Indexes which have shown where globally India has fallen. Anti-federal, cooperative federalism का तो बोल के हम थक गए. Indicators of the economy which I will be coming to in 2 minutes, and law and order which is alarming in Manipur, Haryana, J&K and 1 or 2 cases of Maharashtra. Sir, 9 years में 9 साल में 9 सरकारें बीजेपी ने गिराई है. अरुणाचल, उत्तराखंड, मणिपुर, मेघालय, कर्नाटका, गोवा, मध्य प्रदेश, पुडुचेरी और महाराष्ट्र 2 बार. This is it. And what is it? 7 sins of महात्मा गांधी. Politics. उस दिन मुझे अच्छा लगा जब अमित शाह जी बोल रहे थे सिद्धांत के बारे में. The 7 sins of महात्मा गांधी, उसमें का एक है पॉलिटिक्स विदाउट प्रिंसिपल्स. और मुझे याद है जब बीजेपी सरकार में नहीं थी तब कह रही थी पार्टी विद अ डिफरेंस. हाउ आर यू अ पार्टी विद अ डिफरेंस? 9 साल में 9 सरकारें गिनवाई है मैंने. फिर बहुत हो गई महंगाई की मार. आई थिंक प्रोफेसर रॉय जस्ट टच्ड ऑन सम ऑफ इट. ही ओनली स्पोक अबाउट टमाटो. प्याज का क्या है, दाल का क्या है, आटे का क्या है, नमक का क्या है, चावल का क्या है, तेल का क्या है, चाय और दूध. टोटल जब यूपीए की सरकार थी ये सारी थाली 500 रुपए के अंदर बचती थी. आज भाव आप देखेंगे तो 1000 के ऊपर इस सबका हो. दैट इज द फूड इन्फ्लेशन ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. बहुत हो गई महंगाई की मार. प्याज के बारे में, और दूध का मैं छोटा उदाहरण दूं. प्याज के बारे में मैंने जब महाराष्ट्र में इतना प्याज था, मैं विनती करके थक गई कॉमर्स मिनिस्ट्री को, पीयूष जी गोयल को मैंने ट्वीट भी किया था, उनका जवाब भी आया था कि आप ये प्याज जो महाराष्ट्र में पड़ा है कोई नहीं ले रहा है, उसको प्लीज आप एक बाहर भेज दीजिए. बिकॉज ग्लोबली देयर वर लेस अनियंस, देयर वाज नो प्रोडक्शन बट इंडिया हैड अ सरप्लस. व्हाई डिड यू डू दिस? दिस इज व्हाई वी हैव नो कॉन्फिडेंस इन दिस गवर्नमेंट. मिल्क, आज यहाँ से जब दिखा रहे थे आप प्रोडक्शन, उसमें दिखा रहे थे मिल्क का बहुत अच्छा प्रोडक्शन है. Why I don't have the confidence in this government? Because it's anti-farmer. Farm laws के बारे में आपने बोला, डबलिंग ऑफ इनकम के बारे में बोला. कौन सा इनकम डबल हुआ? दूध के बारे में इसी सरकार ने एक ऑर्डिनेंस, एक पेपर निकाला था कि वी विल अलाउ इंपोर्ट ऑफ मिल्क फ्रॉम अब्रॉड. When there is surplus in this country, यहाँ के किसान को भाव नहीं मिल रहा है तो आप बाहर से क्यों दूध ला रहे? प्याज तो नहीं भेज रहे. प्याज जाने के लिए मनाही है, यहाँ किसान मर रहा है, लेकिन बाहर से दूध आप लाएंगे वो अलाउड है. हाउ कैन वी हैव कॉन्फिडेंस इन दिस गवर्नमेंट सर? हाउ कैन वी हैव फेथ इन दिस गवर्नमेंट? इंडियन रैकी, इंडियन, आई एम नॉट यील्डिंग. मोदी जी, I will happy to table. Mr. Pawar had written to the minister. I'll be happy to table.
కేంద్ర ప్రభుత్వంపై విపక్షాలు పెట్టిన అవిశ్వాస తీర్మానం మీద లోక్సభలో చర్చ జరుగుతోంది.